Have you ever imagined that your tractor could become your worst enemy in the fields? This isn't a story of a machine breaking down, but of clever mechanical traps that, under the guise of promises of productivity, plunge you into a sea of frustration. It's a bit like buying a Ferrari and getting stuck in the mud. Fast, but completely unsuitable for the task. If you're a farmer or simply curious about what to avoid, this video is for you. Stick with us as we explore some of the most problematic tractors that have marked the history of agriculture. Some models have become legends, but for all the wrong reasons. One Mahindra 255 D-Power Plus. A small tractor, a big disaster. We start with a model that, at first glance, seems like the ideal solution for small farmers. The Mahindra 255 D-Power Plus. With its 25 horsepower, it appears to be the perfect tractor for a garden or small farm. But when it comes to basic tasks, the Mahindra turns into a real nightmare. Its 1.5-liter engine struggles to move even the smallest plow. It's like asking a bicycle to pull a heavy load. A true test of patience. This model could have been a good choice with a price tag of around $6,000, but its limited power and faulty transmission make agricultural work impossible to handle efficiently. Not to mention the frequent electrical failures and difficulty finding competent after-sales service. A true trap, in short. Two Belarus 510, the appearance of reliability that hides a disappointment. Next, we have the Belarus 510. On paper, it seemed like it came straight out of a dream. A 57-horsepower diesel engine, an impressive 4.75-liter capacity, and 185 newton-meters of torque. But this tractor quickly became an example of disappointment. Although sturdy, it lacked essential finesse in its design. The main issue? The gearbox. A real headache for drivers, with harsh and complicated gear shifts. The result? Premature wear of parts. Additionally, fuel consumption was excessive, far beyond expectations for a tractor of this size. At $12,000, this model was not just a financial investment, but a constant source of frustration. 3 Ford 8000. The failure of an overly ambitious innovation. In the third place, we have a model that was supposed to revolutionize farming, the Ford 8000. This 1960s tractor, with its 105 horsepower and 6.6-liter engine, had everything to appeal. But once again, history proves that poorly mastered innovation leads to failure. The Ford 8000, despite its power, suffered from numerous issues, notably with its hydraulic system, which was often prone to leaks. The transmission? A true mechanical headache that left many farmers stranded in the field. Instead of becoming a historical reference tractor, it was mostly forgotten for its regular breakdowns and astronomical maintenance costs. However, some collectors still consider it an icon of the past. But for farmers, it was a real burden. 4 JCB Fast Track 2155. Speed above all, functionality nowhere. Imagine a tractor designed to go 70 kilometers per hour. No joke, it's the JCB Fast Track 2155. This model was supposed to be the racehorse of the fields, with its 152 horsepower engine and futuristic design. But where this tractor excelled in terms of speed, it failed miserably in the field. The focus on speed rather than maneuverability and stability made it a totally unsuitable choice for agricultural work. At over $120,000, this tractor was a luxury few farmers could afford, and even those who could buy it quickly regretted the astronomical maintenance costs and the difficulty in finding spare parts. This tractor is like a Ferrari in a mud field, a total disaster. 5 John Deere 5055E. Even legends have their misses. It's rare to see John Deere on a list of worst tractors, but the 5055E truly earned its place. Designed for small farmers with its 55 horsepower engine and a price of $18,000. It seemed like a reasonable option, but problems started almost immediately. The electrical system tended to overheat, and the transmission couldn't hold up during prolonged work. Even for a renowned brand like John Deere, this model was a disappointment. Farmers noticed that this tractor tended to get stuck in uneven soils, and mechanical breakdowns were frequent. Instead of idealizing it as a solid machine, the 5055E quickly became a model to avoid. 6 Oliver 1250, small problem, big trouble. The Oliver 1250, made by Fiat, was supposed to be a reliable and powerful machine. But this 38.5 horsepower tractor quickly showed its weaknesses. The early gasoline models were particularly defective, with engines sourced from military surpluses and not designed for agricultural tasks. Engine, ignition, and electrical system problems were common, and finding spare parts was a real challenge. Farmers who had spent $5,000 on this tractor were left facing a mechanical plague. 7 International Harvester 3588, a too ambitious machine. The International Harvester 3588, launched in the late 70s, seemed like a robust choice with its 118 horsepower diesel engine and impressive hydraulic capacity. But a series of failures tarnished its reputation: defective hydraulic system, starting difficulties, and most notably a transmission that frequently slipped. This model became an example of what can happen when a product isn't properly tested before being released to the market. Farmers soon realized that, despite its impressive specifications, this machine was a real thorn in their side. Once again, the brand paid dearly for design mistakes. 8 Kubota B3350, the small tractor struggling with efficiency. While it has a good reputation for reliability, the Kubota B3350 is not without its criticisms. This 33 horsepower subcompact tractor suffers from electrical problems that can affect its starting and proper functioning, especially on older models. Furthermore, fuel consumption is sometimes higher than that of other tractors in its category, leading to higher operating costs. Despite all this, it remains a solid option for small farms, but it is not without its flaws. 9 Massey Ferguson 5200 and 5300, the cursed lines. The Massey Ferguson 5200 and 5300 lines have gone down in history as models to avoid. Particularly the versions equipped with the 18-speed transmission, these tractors suffered from major shifting problems, leading to overloads and burned discs. These models underwent regular mechanical failures and contributed to tarnishing the brand's image for many years.